What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at some Ultra League footage from Rich, who has sent us in one of the bulkiest possible teams in the Ultra League, featuring a couple of buffed mons. Of course, Armored Mewtwo got buffed with Dynamic Punch now, and Credilli, of course, with that Rock Tomb buff, nerfing your opponent's attack every time you throw it. Armored Mewtwo used to be a go-to pick in the Ultra League back in the day. I remember running it all the time. Not as common anymore, but maybe it has more play with this Dynamic Punch lesser energy cost now. So let's see how Rich does with this super bulky Ultra League team. Zygarde, so annoying to play against in my opinion because of its sheer bulk. There are matchups where you need so many charge attacks to knock it out. And we start off against a Golisopod. They're going to be firing off neutral Aqua Jet here. We're going straight for Crunch, opting for that Crunch Outrage move set, and it makes sense. You're not as threatened by fairies in terms of the backline. You've got some neutral play there, so I think this is one of the more efficient move sets you can run on Zygarde. Going for another Crunch here. Crunch coming through, grabs a Protect Shield, and gonna get a shield advantage from this Golisopod, and is content, it appears, with that. So Golisopod goes down a shield in order to get Switch, and gonna go for a big Bullet Seed down. They do reach an X-Scissor before going down, so we are gonna put up a Protect Shield here, but we get lots of energy in return, so I don't mind this at all. 5 Bullet Seeds worth of energy. That is massive. They come in with their own Zygarde, but with this huge head start, it's gonna be really helpful for us here. First Grass Knot, bang. We're gonna need at least 3, and even 3 I think will only put it into like maybe a farm down range for Mewtwo. Another Grass Knot. Zygarde just taking them so effortlessly. Building up a lot of energy. Maybe building up to an Outrage here. Let's see what they elect to throw. It's going to be... I don't even know. I don't even know with the language, with the German. I think that was an Outrage. I could be wrong. Mewtwo coming through, and it's a Steelix. I mean, not great because it resists the confusions, but you have the Dynamic Punch. Okay, Dynamic Punch not going to be enough to two-shot here, so that's unfortunate. Steelix firing off a Psychic Fang, going to debuff the defense of Mewtwo here. Mewtwo, sneaks in an entire Confusion, I believe. A bit of a misplay by the opponent, throwing on bad timing. Then they fire the Breaking Swipe. These confusions are slowly adding up, though, where this Dynamic Punch will put it quite low. It grabs the final Protect Shield. We swap Credilli to clear our debuff. They catch a Grass Knot, but I think we needed to get rid of this. I think we needed to get rid of this Zygarde anyway. So a nice catch, but now we simply need to get to a Dynamic Punch. We have to let the first one go. They've already revealed Psychic Fang's Breaking Swipe. Love this decision from Rich. Lets the first one go. Breaking Swipe does debuff us. I think they should go for another Breaking Swipe, because then you give yourself a chance to live that Dynamic Punch. They get the double debuff, but was the double debuff enough to prevent this from knocking out? Oh, it does barely not knock out. But as the timer comes up, one Confusion gets the job done. What a crazy game to start things out. Crazy, crazy. Now we have Zygarde into Annihilape. Annihilape does have access to Ice Punch, of course, so something you might want to be careful of, but gonna force them to reveal it. Show me if you've got that Ice Punch. That did a lot of damage, but it wasn't super effective, so that must have been a close combat. That must have been a close combat. Feraligatr, met by Credilli. We're gonna bait the Rock Tomb. This is a bit risky, but I kind of like it. We also correctly shielded the Ice Beam. Oh, they call it. That's not good. I don't know. Okay, I like this decision. I'm not sure why we Grass Knotted here. Maybe just kind of a panic decision. No reason not to Rock Tomb there, right? Because in case they would shield, then maybe we wouldn't have to shield ourselves since we double debuff them. They go for a Rage Fist here. We're gonna swap in Zygarde with all this energy. Get off a Crunch here against Annihilape. Crunch doesn't quite knock out. Gonna get off another one though. They still have a full Pokemon in the back. They still have both Protect Shields until now. They commit one. Don't think Annihilape's going to be able to fully farm down, so forced to expend some energy here. Is Mewtwo going to have a positive matchup here? Not great. Not great, honestly. X-Scissor is going to be super effective. The Shadow Claws are super effective. But Mewtwo is so bulky. Maybe it can honestly hold its own here. We're able to take one. Side Strike does a lot of damage. These confusions are going to start to add up. Huh, this is going to be close. It's going to be real close. Because we get 2 more confusions worth of damage, or at least we should. Oh, we elect to go here. I don't know about this. Maybe it's the play. We do get the debuff. Do we get the Bullet Seed down first? We do! Now they have to throw. Oh my gosh. What a sequence. Credilli Bullet Seeding down the Annihilate first to come out with a charge attack. That is insane. All right, terrible lead into Clefable. Gonna immediately pivot into Credilli, met by Shadow Annihilate. This looks pretty rough. So our only hope here really is whatever's in back is weak to Mewtwo, and Mewtwo can put in a lot of work. But this is looking nearly impossible. If it's a Rage Fist, however, is there any way we reach another attack here? Ooh, it's going to be DRE? No, we don't get there. You have to just sacrifice Zygarde, and unfortunately, since it's a Shadow, there is a higher chance it's running Ice Punch. But let's see what they throw here. Close combat. This just looks like a lot of work for Mewtwo. Okay, Lapras. I mean, this is good for Mewtwo. Resisting the Psywave damage and super effective Dynamic Punch. This is a very positive matchup. I just don't know if it has enough in the tank to take out not just Lapras, but Clefable as well. That just seems like so much work to put in. We do have a Crunch Bank, so maybe if there's a situation we could like combo play to land a Crunch on Lapras, but Lapras just a little bit too fast, and honestly, a Dynamic Punch won't even one-shot. They might still reach another Sparkling Aria after this. So Dynamic Punch coming through, does connect. And yeah, I think this is just going to be a little bit too much for Mewtwo here, but going to fight it out. Clefable comes back, but as these Fairy Winds slowly add up, we'll start to approach Moonblast range on Mewtwo. Side Strike does grab the final Protect Shield. And I think Rich might be cooked here. Moonblast, bang, does knock us out. And forces the top left. Here we go. Rob, the next opponent. Okay. Fairly neutral. If they have access to Dragon Claw, not the best for us. However, we do outbulk them a little bit. So our Dragon Tails are adding up a little bit faster than theirs. They go for the Dragon Claw. Doesn't do too much. And I like that we're going for the Outrage. Guarantee the shield or the knockout. Because Crunch could potentially put you in a bad position. They do come out with a lot of energy. We're going to have to soak this on Credilli. But, you know, we might get a sizable Bullet Seed down with only taking some chip damage. I think we might be able to Bullet Seed down here before they get to a third attack. Oh, yeah. Especially since they crunched. This is a nice head start. In comes Tentacruel. We're going to safe swap. Or not safe swap, but just swap Mewtwo. And gonna shield. This is a little bit risky with the threat of Acid Spray, but does correctly shield a Skull. That's nice. In comes the Gator. And, I mean, this would normally be bad for Mewtwo, but up this energy. You make this really uncomfortable for Gator. Huh. This is weird. We can't farm down, I don't believe, before they get to another. So I think we have to throw Psy Strike. Oh, and then do we combo if they shield? I think that's exactly what we do. Yes, we combo with the Rock Tomb. Beautiful. I think the only lose con is like if they can jab all the way down, but I don't think they can. I think they have to throw energy. So we should be in a great spot here. Love that play from Rich. We also debuff them, so a Skull is not even going to be that threatening to Mewtwo. They can't even get away with an Acid Spray here. They got to commit the Scald. And since we're debuffed, we are definitely not in Scald range. This is going to be close. But Mewtwo's bulk and the theme of the team allows it to hang on. That would have been extremely close if they were not debuffed. That might have nearly knocked out. Zygarde into Greninja. Neutral matchup, but we just so severely outbulk this thing, I would think it probably favors us. Or at least going to win the zeros for sure. They go for Hydro Cannon. I miss some of the Spanish language videos we've done. Hydro Cañón. I love that one. Oh, we're building up a lot. Okay. Throw right before the third Hydro. Outrage. Grabs the shield. I don't mind this at all. I think we just let this go. Take our shield advantage. Go for that Bullet Seed down. It seems like it's been an effective strategy with this team. Credilly. Dilly, can't you see? Going for another Hydro Cannon. I mean, Greninja's putting in a lot of work here, to be fair. I think this might just be a Night Slash, and Rich potentially knows that. Nope, I'm wrong. I don't have my Greninja counts fully on point. It's 3, 3, 3, 3. Eventually 2, it appears. Eventually, after a certain number of Water Shurikens, it's 2 to the Hydro Cannon. We debuffed the Wheezing. We swap. Oh, they are double weak to Mewtwo. Dude, who would have thought? Mewtwo. Armored Mewtwo is back. Back and better than ever. With buff Dynamic Punch. And it is core breaking some of these teams. Double weak to Psychic here in the back. Ooh, they do Acid Spray bait us. It's a little bit scary. So we might want to consider clearing our debuff. But if we clear our debuff, are we giving room for them to just farm us down on Credilly? Oh, I actually like this a lot. Oh. I guess they knew they needed to double up because Credilly had a move. They knew they needed to double up. Makes sense. Okay. Shadow G-Weezy. Tough lead here. Because we're not just weak to it in the lead. We're also... I mean, this is not the best matchup for Credilly since they resist the Bullet Seed damage. But in Ultra League, it seems to be maybe a little bit better. Let's see how much this Rock Tomb does. Oh, they shield it. Okay, so we get an advantage with the shield. Don't know why we're Grass Knotting here, personally. I feel like their Switch Lock, the Rock Tomb, would be nice, and a Superpower would probably still knock us out. Maybe we're, like, trying to force them into Superpowering? Is that the play? No, they still get away with a foul play. Zygarde comes in. Imagine, like, if we had Rock Tombed, right? We would be able to be taking even less damage here, just committing to a full farm down. But Malamar is going to get us kind of low. And to be fair, Zygarde's not going to be much use to us anyway. Oh, now they Superpower. If they didn't Superpower, I feel like they might have got to another move. We're going to save this energy, it looks like. Try to dip immediately into Mewtwo. Wheezing comes back. We're going to fire off an attack here. We're going to respect whatever this is. Even if it's just a Sludge, would still do a good amount. Looks like that might have been a Brutal Swing. I couldn't really tell. Yeah, Brutal Swing. Ooh, they catch on Zygarde. Nice catch, but Side Strike and Dynamic Punch are essentially the same move, and Side Strike has same type attack bonus, so this is the move we would have thrown anyway onto Zygarde. They go for an attack here. Oh, and we're going to combo. The scary thing, though, is can they just Fairy Wind us down and let this go? I think they can. I think that's the play. They still have a shield as well. We get off a crunch. Unless we had like a Side Strike loaded, that might be the only win con. But I don't believe we do. And I think a Brutal Swing might actually be enough. Oh! I'm tripping. We do have a Side Strike. Is there any way we survive a Brutal Swing? Mewtwo. Oh, that would have been nasty. Rise, what are you talking about? You don't have an attack loaded. You had like more than attack loaded. My bad. My fault, okay? Jenny, sometimes when you cast these, you miss a thing. Anyway, nice set. Hits the veteran rank. Congrats, Rich. Congrats on the veteran rank. Great stuff here. And we have one more set. I think a little bit less than a full set here. Zygarde into Zapdos. Good lead. Safe swap Golisopod. We don't really have an obvious answer, so we're going to be forced to stay in here. But both of our back Pokemon at least have play against Zapdos. So if we fully stay in here, not the end of the world. We get the crunch debuff. And gonna survive this. Would have maybe liked to see us throw that crunch immediately to really put the pressure on them. But we're gonna get this off. Let's see if Golisopod decides to go down here. It does. They come back in with, or they come in with Credilli rather. Now this will be interesting. I wouldn't have minded to see a pivot like straight away into Mewtwo here. But perhaps we don't want to lock ourselves into getting debuffed. So we give this Credilli quite a bit of energy head start, which could be a little bit awkward. Gonna come in Mewtwo. And I like this because we can take everything here. And if they swap Zapdos, perhaps we go Credilli, knowing that we can just try to get to 2 Rock Tombs. Because Rock Tomb has got to do so much. I mean, they catch a Psy Strike. Maybe they thought they caught a Dynamic Punch here. Bang, that's some big damage. And now that they took this damage, yeah, I think we just stay in. I think we just stay. Maybe respect a Thunderbolt here. Looks like that was a Drill Peck. It's tough with the language sometimes when you have to rely on the animation. They are going to get to a parting chart attack here. Drill Peck we might be able to survive, but it's a Thunderbolt. That is going to knock out. I think we should be fine, right? Because we can simply build up the 2 chart attacks here, Grass Knot the Credilli, and then Rock Tomb the Zapdos. It doesn't look like we even threaten to get 3-shot here, and Rich knows that Grass Knot does a little bit more raw damage than the Rock Tomb, so goes for it here. Has the Rock Tomb loaded, beautifully done. Stayed cool and composed against the Shadow Zapdos, which can be quite scary to deal with and face. And it's on to the next one. Who we got? Eddie of Doom. What? We just featured Ed No Life in a video. Now we've got Eddie of Doom. It's Ed, and Eddie. Back at it again. Zygarde into Talon. Resisting the fire damage is nice here for Zygarde. They go for what must have been a Braver. That did so much damage. Going for the Outrage here. Bang. Big damage into Malamar. And I like that we're staying, kind of forcing him to throw. I wouldn't even mind a shield. Okay, we're going to let it go. The awkward thing is we can't farm down. Oh, imagine we had got that off. We can't farm down with Mewtwo. We have to come in Credilli. And, of course, they have the access to Superpower, which could be a little bit threatening here. Super effective fighting damage. And, ooh, we get a little bit greedy. Going to have to take another one here. Malamar might even swap out now to stick around. Oh, tough. CMP, yeah. Happens to the best of us. But would have probably been better to throw that earlier. Oof. Virizion. Maybe we still have play? I don't know. They go for a fly. Do we get the full... Oh, in 4? Wait. This is... Fly? No. Brightbird. Tough one. Yeah, even had we, like, let the fly go and shielded the second, I think we're only going to get to 2 Psy Strikes, and then Virizion can just sweep anyway, so. GG. GG. The battle is starting. Ezekiel. Here we go. Zygarde into the Alligator. Do you have to watch out for that potential Ice Beam? Ice Beam would do incredible amounts of damage to the Zygarde here. We're just calling it immediately. We're calling... Oh, yikes. It was the Ice Beam. We're saying, I dare you to Ice Beam. We triple dog dared him, and he did it. He Ice Beamed us. So now this Gator's a little bit of a menace. Like, now do they bait us since they went for it the first time? Yeah, I think they did. Nasty. Oh, this looks really tough. We're going to have to stay in here. play this out. At least they're going to be locked into a debuff. I mean, that's one positive here. They're locked into a debuff. And if Mewtwo has a positive matchup in back, maybe there's still some play. They give us a free Bullet Seed, which wasn't really necessary because I think Credilli would have won CMP anyway had we thrown out alignment. Go for another Rock Tomb here. If I was the... Oh, they throw an alignment again? I was going to say if I was the Giratina user, I would potentially build up a ton here and then swap to save like maybe 2 Dragon Claws non-debuffed. That does nothing. Okay, maybe there's still some play here. Leaf Blades are going to add up though, unfortunately. Leaf Blade just such an efficient attack that Virizion probably doesn't just get like as dominated here as you would think. Side Strike grabs the first Protect Shield. Remember that Gator is still there, and Gator I think definitely has enough health to get to 1 more charge attack. Leaf Blade starting to put us quite low. Huh. Do we still have play here? Oh, they give us free farm. I mean, that's a favor. Is that step 1? Okay. Step 2? If they're still 3 away... Wait, do we come out with double? No, we're still at least 1 away. Ah, dang it. They get there. They get there. We go for Side Strike. And we would have needed that 1 confusion to knock out. Really close game, considering how much work the Gator put in early. That Mewtwo ended up making it that close. And this should be the final battle, ladies and gentlemen. 1 more battle to wrap things up here. Here we go. Zygarde into another Gator. Are we going to respect the Ice Beam this time? Are we going to double down? Are we going to double down? Like Nico Harrison in his press conference. Oh, no. Not again. Oh, we had the Outrage, too. Oh, brutal. Brutal. You got to commend Rich, though. He didn't edit out this battle. If this was me right now, I don't know if I'd be showing this battle, honestly. I'd be too frustrated with myself. Crunch. Knocks out, or what am I talking about? Does super effective damage. Side Strike coming through. Some efficient damage from that Side Strike. We should withstand a Crunch. Yeah, I think we can hang on here, get off another Side Strike. Barely. And we're going to hope Credilli is a core breaker here. Saving both shields for Credilli. Gator comes back. If it's something like a Talonflame, maybe we could win this. Shield and the Hydro Cannon. I think it's a smart bait from the opponent because, I mean, Hydro Cannon still does some sizable neutral damage. So even if they call it, like, you're still putting in a decent amount of damage. I think you shield. I feel like they're less likely to bait now that they're debuffed. There we go. Oh my gosh. Win con? Question mark? Grass knot? Bang? They're not even going to get to a move. What went from a terrible looking situation ends up being a win. I completely take back what I said about I wouldn't have even included this battle. Obviously, there was a reason. Maybe Rich agrees. Maybe if that had been a loss, Rich wouldn't have included it either. But we came back from a terrible looking situation with the Gastrodon in back. Thank you, Rich, for the fun Ultra League bulk team submission. Credilli getting some shine in the Ultra League. And Armored Mewtwo is back, apparently, and actually did quite well in those 2 sets. So thank you very much. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all that said, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.